Welcome back to another episode. In the last one, we built these ruins, which holds our nether portal. So we spent a bit of time, we did a little bit of ruins, we built a tower, we ruined it down. But enough of what's gone on in another episode, because you can always go and watch that. Let's get on and cracking with this episode. Now then, so from these last few episodes, we've had a lot of changes. We've now got a building here. We've got something over here. You know, we have changed the landscape, so we are going to need to do another map. But what I thought we'd do first is look at the lay of the land and plan out some extra bits, because at the minute, we don't really have much in the way of housing. So what I've done is I've spent some time, I've moved some things around. You know, decided that some things don't go in the nice, like, are in the right places. Like, for example, this, where we had planned for a library. I don't think that's the right place for a library anymore. And then since then we've built the gardens, you know, we've got that in, and we've just got a lot of empty spaces here and there, whereas you've got little bits like that are full, little bits here that are full, here that are full. So I want to go in and plan some houses, and I've done just that. So you can see we've actually made a start on the manor as well. We will be doing that in the rest of this episode, but to actually get the shapes in and to get everything right, I have spent a little bit of time doing that myself. But we'll go over what I've done a little bit further on. But as you can see, we've got little boxes here popped up everywhere, because these are going to be just random houses, because we've put all these kind of like houses for shops. Ow. We've put all these houses, like boxes for shops, but who's working them? They don't live in there. So as you can see, with no stuff just put in, and we're just going to do some random cut and paste kind of housing. So we've got, you know, like we've got 3 there. This one we can put a pathway down into here to join in, or it joins into this path into one. This path goes along here. Got one here, we've got one here. And then when we go over this way, we've got a couple more here. I still think the church being here is the right decision, but you know, at least we've got a couple more buildings. They're all not the same size as well, so there will be different sized houses when we put them in. But then, yeah, like I said, the library now isn't in the right place. So what I've decided, the library is going to go here. Now I've put some plans in place for when I do it. You can see the manor here will be in the background of it. But yeah, we're gonna have the library here. We're gonna have the entrance potentially in this one, so you go in, and all these are going to represent bookshelves when we eventually get to do the library. So I'm just kind of pre-planning it. But then what goes where the library was? So the library was originally in this area, and as you can see, we've got another house here. But the area that I've got earmarked here, because of the space in the background and the space that we've got out at the front, and we're going round, you know, it's easily accessible to the water as well if I do it right. It's going to be a nice little barracks area for like the town guard, because, you know, as we're building this town up, it does need a guard area, somewhere where they can train up. So I've been doing a little planning on things like that, and this area seems to be the nicest one. Now, what I'm thinking as well when we do it, this kind of hill that it sits on, the house will kind of go up to here, and it might be a second level or something up here, and then the main thing being up at the top or something. But we'll come to that one again when we get to it, because the main build is going to be this. So this is going to be the manor. So you can see it's took a while for me to get to this shape, to get everything designed in. And the one thing that I wanted with this is I wanted it to be grand. So you come in, there's a big entryway there. The back's all kind of the same, but the front, we've got towers, we've got little jut outs. You know, you can see it's sitting on its own little plinth. It's going to be a kind of grand design. Now, I've not finished everything. I've just put the skeleton in. And the first thing I want to do is, once I've got this in, is to actually get the roof in. So this is a very wooden build. I think the roof, we're going to go with potentially something like I'm thinking either deep slate or blackstone, but I think deep slate because of this tuff. So what I might have to do is I might have to put both roofs in and then see where it goes from there to see which is the better one. But then, yeah, this is going to be our manor so that you get a nice view of everything once we're up here. You know, you've got a nice overlook of the gardens, you know, this half of the town. Then if you wanted to, you know, when you're in here, we can put windows in so that you can overlook like this side, potentially something over this side, so you can see over this side. And then we're gonna put some trees in. You know, we'll landscape it out, this whole area, so that it's in. But that's going to be the project for today. But I think to get that in, there's a couple of blocks that I do need, that we need to actually work on. So most of the contents of what I need for the farm are in this box. We have a lot of glass, we have some pistons, we have some hoppers, we have bamboo, mud and observers. So if you can't tell, we're making a bamboo farm. So bamboo, I've got some bamboo, but to get a consistent amount of it, and I was farming some iron as well in there because of the passive spawning that I get. But yeah, I get some bamboo, but I don't have enough, and I figured around here would be a nice area to do a couple of automatic bamboo farms. So I figure the first thing is to figure out where they go. So I mean, there's going to be like one there, one, like 2 lines of 32, and then I'll need some glass in between them where the pistons go. So then another one here, on there and there. So let's just do this. As long as we get to 32. Let's see how far we go down this way. And then let's just fill the rest of these in. Now that the platforms are in, I want to put some glass in. So let's just take out the, just use that as the support block. I mean, this is going to be a very basic farm. I'm not the big technical farm guy, so let's just pop that on there. Do this around. And now that I'm thinking about it, I might be able to do this a little bit different from what I was originally planning. Now that I've got these in, but before I get to that, I need to get all the pistons in. So let me grab the pistons and get all these in. Right. So we've got these in. So the basic premise is you put your bamboo at this level. It can grow on here, and the good thing is when we put the hoppers in, so we've got plenty of hoppers here. Once we put the hoppers in under here, because these aren't classed as a full block, when you get your bamboo dropping, it lands on top, and then the hoppers will pick it out. So what we want to do now, we just want to go above with a few levels with just glass, and then we can look at how we actually harvest it. Or I could just use mending. I'm over by the creeper spawner because you can see this from a mile away. So I've done a little bit, and we have this. So you can see we've got a villager trading. We've got some chorus, we've got the lava, the cocoa beans, moss farm, everything, and the main thing is over here. So we've put stuff in, so it's all lit up as well, so there's no dangerous spawning. And I thought let's do a little bit of a design on it. So we put some copper grates on it. I think the grates anyway. Yeah, copper grates, and then we put some end rods in, because we have the facilities to make end rods. This is where we're at the minute. I might swap where they are, because I think the collection system I'm going to put down here. But when I was doing it, I've completely deviated from the design I was going to. The key is everything on the edges, really. So as you can see, we've got observers going into a copper lantern. So the good thing about the copper lantern is when the observer fires, it switches it on. And then when it fires again, it switches it off. So you're only getting one pulse down when it does it. I mean, it might switch it on then off again when it actually does it, because obviously we've got 2 spots on this row, 2 spots on the other row, and the same on the other side. So this is mirrored on the other side, apart from in the middle where you can see we have observers going into each side of it. So the main thing is when one grows to the top of here, it fires it, so it'll release all the things off there, and then when it gets rid of it, yeah, let's actually just get rid. It'll fire again. Now it doesn't fire all of them, which is one of the issues that we're going to get with this one, but it misses. I think it misses till about here. But then when this one fires, it's gonna get on down again. It's not, I mean, it's fully automatic. It's not the most efficient thing in the world, but it'll do for me. I think that's one of the things with this is I'm trying not to do designs that other people have done for farms. I'm doing things that work for me, for what I need. I'm sure there's like a cave or something around here. This happens so many times. But I think the last thing we got to do with this is actually put the bamboo in and then seal it up. They're all in. So it should be now a fully functioning bamboo farm. So what I think I might do is I might wait. Yeah, we'll do some AFK in, have a look here, and then when the first slots actually fire, we'll see how much we get from like one piston, and then see how much, you know, like on average we'll get. But I think this will sort out our bamboo need for now. There we have it. It just fired off. How much have we got in? No, because they're all going into that one. You know, stack and a half in that one. Stack and a half in that one. So, you know, we're getting about 3 stacks per fire. Yeah, obviously that was just one little section. Like, that didn't actually do that many, I think. So, I mean, you've got them ones growing. Them ones. Maybe them ones. It doesn't do all of them. It only leaves about 4 or so off. But, you know, that's good enough for me. We could just leave that running overnight and see what it gets to. But, you know, I'll only do that when I do need bamboo. I just thought. So, what are we building today? So, today we are working on the manor on the island. So, it's a nice little outlook that it's got. We've already got the shell built in for this one, because it just took a little thing. So, I took some inspiration from somewhere online on Instagram. The account was It's Drifter MC, and I've took the shell from there, but I think I'm going to do everything else myself from this point. So as you can see, it's got nice decorations on it here. It took a little while to get it in the shell itself, but we've got some dark oak at the bottom here that's stripped, going into some oak logs and some oak planks. Well, oak planks here, oak logs there, and then spruce for the roof. And I think it's a spruce that I've put across the side here. And this one has a tower. It's got a couple of going out windows, so this side of it will all be nice. This bit, it might go in and out, so it might be a little bit angled. And the way that I was thinking it is, because we've gone like dark to light here, I mean the roof's going to be quite dark, because we want something light and I think we want something textured. I am hoping that something like these mushroom stems, when they get put in, I've only got 6 for now, I'm going to need to do a lot of farming, that'd look okay. And then, you know, obviously you take bits out for windows. I think that might look okay. So I think we might do mushroom stems there. Down here we need a darker one, but we need something light, like lighter than tough, but goes in there. So let's think of something that we could put in. We might go for something like this on it. So we might do like the granite with like a brick every so often and jungle planks. But I think we might have to, you know, definitely not make it like this where it's too much granite in the middle, but then you don't want to put too much of everything else in there. So we'll have to figure that out as we go. But I think the first thing is I might just do the first floor or bottom floor filled full of granite. I'm gonna have to do a lot of farming to get some mushroom stems. So we'll fill the top, like this middle bit, with mushroom stems. The top bit is going to be all deep slate. Well, the roof shingles, I think they're the right word. The roofing is just going to be all deep slate. So I think the first thing I'm going to do is just get all them put in, and then we can maybe look at texturizing and things like that later. So let's get all them filled in. So I've got the shell bit in, and we have something that looks like this. So there's the top bit and there's the bottom bit. I should have been a little bit further out for it, but as you can see, we've got everything in on here. There's no mistake in it. I feel like there's a bit of a face at the beginning, but as you can see, it's very, very plain right now. So the next step of this is we need to put in some details. So we're going to put in the granite features and the jungle and the bricks at the bottom. I'm gonna see what kind of block works well with the mushroom block so that it's not flat. Mushroom blocks, you know, obviously we're going to take some bits out here for windows, but obviously we do want to make it look good still. So we're going to get that differentiation in, and then up here where the roof is, so if we do a fly round, you know, it's a very flat roof at the minute. There is just deep slate tiles. I have done this where it's got slabs and then walls and then some iron bars just to give it that extra bit. We've got a bit of glow lichen here as well for a bit of lighting. But I think what we're going to do is possibly put in some like deep slate tiles in patches so that it's a little bit darker and lighter in patches. And then we're just going to differentiate everything on here. This shell of the building with the kind of details are in now, and we are at this point. You can't really tell much with the roof on the front. We do have deep slate tile going, you know, like the bits there, there's bits that I am moving this mouse way too much. Bits here and then in the middle, the block that I found was sandstone. I don't really think there's that much of a decent block that complements mushroom block, like the mushroom stem. Like, if there is, you're gonna have to let me know in the comments, just to see if I can replace them in the future, because then there's no decent door that works with them. So I've gone for a birch door there. Still not got a door on this one. I might end up putting like the jungle door on there or something. And at the bottom we have that gradient that we worked out. Added in some polished granite here and there as well. And on the inside, it's just a shell right now. We've got oak floors on everything. And I designed how I'm going to get up the stairs. So in this one, we're going to go right here. I've kind of done a layout for a big table here because I couldn't think of much else. And then up into the top. This one with, I figured we'd have like a bit of a storage room here and then a bedroom here. We've got a little gap there, but... So, you know, you've got a nice view here. Out of here, there isn't really a view yet. And then one of the next projects will be working on that island. You can see I've put some sugarcane out there anyway, because the tower doesn't produce enough when I'm AFKing, so I've just got that as a backup if I need any more. Just go over and then I can just harvest whenever I need to. But that's another island, so we're going to find a way to connect the two. We might have to do a bridge or something, because there is a nice little area for a bridge. So we might bring it up a little bit and then put a bridge out or something. But we'll figure that out in the future. It's not really anything special from the back. So this is going to be where the detailing comes in. So the next part of detailing is going to be, we're going to need to get some greenery in, definitely. Now I think how these last, how these are, they are perfect for planters in each of it, especially along this top row. Let me just get some grass and show you what I mean. Right, so with these on, you can see we're getting some planters in there. The good thing is, I'm pretty sure you can plant plants on moss. I mean, if not, we'll just replace them with like, you know, more grass blocks. But then when the thing is, when you come up, you can't really see them here. Right, but when you go out onto this balcony area, I mean, you can see the sun there. But it's just more for the outside. So what we need to do is we need to get some like plants that will kind of clash a little bit. And the good thing is we do have some around that we can use. So I mean, we got the 2 tall ones, and we got something like the pink ones here, you know, from the flower farm that we did. We are going to need more than them though, so I think it is going to be a case of go out in the world, find some maybe like these cornflowers or like the lilies of the valleys to put them on. I don't really want to put 2 tall ones all over this. I think just the 1 tall will be just right. But then that creates a little bit more, and then we can put some trapdoors on the front of these. Potentially the pale oak trapdoor. Make sure that they're all the same way round, so that when they go up, they flush, and then it makes it look nicer. And then maybe on the bottom we do oak trapdoors, so it matches in with the oak here. Maybe the pale oak along these ones might be too jarring. We'll soon see when we put them up. Then what we got to do is we got to think about out here. Now we're thinking a manor, so I know there's going to be a fountain in here. I think I might need to bring this in a little bit more like this, so that it's not as just close to the edge. So I think I might bring this one in to like here. If I don't do that, let's just take that one off. We'll go in there, and then back out, and then fill this in. So it's got a curve in it. It still looks natural. Looks natural in towards there. I might even bring it in another couple, but then that can then bring the wall out to like this section, and then maybe round here, and then in there. So we can make this look a little bit bigger, and it can have its own private garden. It can be fenced off. We can put things like sweet berries in, make a bit of a trellis or something so that it can go in. That's where we're at with this now. I need to figure out where things are going, and then we need to build up decorations. So I thought I'd start over here because I have just updated to the next update, and as you can see, we now have the falling leaves on the trees, so it's going to give a little bit more ambience to the world as we expand. So yeah, the update, we had Minecraft Live the other day, and then this I've just updated it. It has just gone live today, the new update, but I thought I'd go around this way so that we can get a decent look at the structure, because we're all finished with it. Don't know why there's chickens in there, but we do have new versions of chickens. We have warm and cold ones now. The easier standard. We'll hopefully come across some and maybe get some in farming areas. Who knows? But yeah, we have a pathway there. You can see up at the top. We've got something in place. But I thought we'll go around this way, and then we can get a good look at everything. So I mean, the outside hasn't changed much of the building from the last one, and like the updates, it's more the inside and details. As you can see, we've now got a pathway going from the communal gardens up towards the manor. We do have a pathway that we need to go out that way. No pathways that way. So you go up the pathway. The good thing is about this, we can walk up every single step. As you can see, we have nicely laid out things where we have little berry bushes along the side. You know, you can see there's like kept grass. One thing that I did do is it, you know, I mean, as much as I've put like a couple of them down, where is it? There we go. I've done little tufts like this where it's just one of these is one of the normal azalea bushes. It's not the flowering ones in there. Now it's the same level and it kind of blends in, but to me it looks like a bit like a weed patch in the grass. So it's not like fully grass like my grass that I have at home. It is awful. It is full of weeds. It is awful. It's not really decent grass. I want to rip it up, but I can't right now. But it has things like that where you can see there's just a big patch where you can see it's just weeds. So I think little bits like that here and there gives it a little bit of character. Up and down with carpets as well just makes it look a bit uneven. And then again, some of these hold light in there. Couldn't think of a decent fountain design, so we've just stuck with this. It just gives you a nice bit where you can walk around all the sides in there, but it's not the main focus. It was just to add a little bit of extra color more than anything. With the flat colors and everything, a bit of blue that points out is a little bit better. And then something around the side here. Well, I'll go to that bit last. You can see that there's a tree of some kind, but we'll go to that last. See, we've got planters here and there. I've done some of the like the plant from the where the creeking is, the pale forest or pale woods in there in planting, and then a couple of like the bushes on top to make them too tall. But yeah, we've got a custom tree in the back, and it's one thing that I'm really happy with and how it's come out. Because of using simple tricks, I've made an orange tree. So just popping resin on a few of the bits has made it into a nice little orange tree. So you got the option to get some oranges, especially now where we've got the moving, like we've got the petals moving. I like how this one's turned out. I do like it. I mean, it's a little bit close to there. It did go out and out and out as I did build it out, but it's not touching here, so that's okay. And that leads us to inside. So I've gone for different flooring looks on each of the floors. So this floor, I did a transition floor. So we have pistons and oak planks in the main bit, and then this kind of like living bit. Bit of a rug design that's a bit bright. I might change that out for darker ones. We've got a sofa kind of design, and I've tried to make cushions using banners like underneath. Fireplace with just going in. I mean, realistically, you should have that going out and going out for the smoke, but you're not going to get that in this one, so that's okay. Transitioning into the kitchen area, we have beehives that I've put in different positions. So all these ones are in this row or column, like that one. This one, they're like that. So it just gives that little bit of extra. You know, we've got a smoker that actually smokes. We've got just a little bit of extra wood there that you can chuck in the smoker. We've got like the little prep areas, lighting everywhere. We've got a fridge. So it's just a cozy little kitchen. Then you move up to the second floor. The second floor, it is kind of more of a like meeting room. I don't know why I wanted to do a meeting room, but I did. And then the floor on this one is chisel bookshelves and oak planks. I think that gives it another nice thing. I thought we'll do a nice little posh thing, a posh table. One thing I did want to do, and I didn't want to do a barrel, I wanted to do a pot, but I wanted to put a tripwire hook in front of the pot, like place it on front. It wouldn't let me. So this is the closest I've got, because it's all well and good putting barrels with it, with a tripwire hook out, so it's like a little tap on there. I wanted to do it with a pot for some reason, but it wouldn't let me. We've got a secured in table using nether wood. So it's just a kind of standard table design. One thing that I have done there, and this is why I wanted to do it as a bit of a meeting kind of area for discussions. I've put a map there with a little X marking the spot. There is nothing there, and it's probably about 100 blocks or so that way. It's just, I decided to get some red wool and made a little cross that it was decent enough visible on a map. And then, you know, everyone's got like drinks around them as well while they were discussing things in this level. One thing that I did like as well is putting a pot up there and then holding it down and then putting a light source on. I thought that was a little bit different, so I did like that. And then finally, going up the last set of stairs is more storage in this area. So, you know, we've got a lot of storage if we needed it. A lot of hidden things away. That is just covering up the wall, like that kind of side of the wall. More storage, more things like holding it up, more little decoration-y bits, standard holes in the wall. You don't get really much on this side, but that's what you have to sacrifice when you're using it as an adjoining wall. But yeah, nice little storage area, nice and open. Another rug design. Did different carpets all throughout, really. This one just diagonally across. The floor in here as well is chiseled bookshelves and beehives. So, you know, we've gone full circle. So the bottom floor had the beehives, middle floor had chiseled bookshelves, top floor has them both. So, you know, a little bit extra. And then into the bedroom part, we've got like little bits where we've got storing some clothing, more storage around everywhere. And then we've got a big posh bed with a big footrest up there. I probably should have put this higher up, maybe a block further up, so then it maybe went down on there. It might be something that I do in the future, especially with these on there, and it was just a little support round. But when you're on there, you know, you can see out, and you can see out of there and everywhere. I just thought it was some nice little decorations that we've got in everywhere on this. You know, there's little nooks and crannies that you could put stuff in. There was probably more that I could do with this, but I was running out of ideas. And that does lead to making a new map. So you can kind of see, we go down here, we go down some steps, and then across, we now get into this point of it from where we were. But, you know, that's fine. We're getting closer to where the bee farm is over there. But yeah, we do need to do a new map because, I mean, look, just looking at this, we've already got the gardens in now, so that needs updating. We've got like the wizard's tower and everything that we had here, that needs updating. We've got the ruins that were up there, that needs updating, and we've now got layouts for more buildings. You know, like we've got a couple of buildings here, a couple of buildings around here, you know, like one there, one I think about here. We've got the library that we've got planned in. We've taken out, that was the library, but that's now been taken out. That's now going to be like the barracks area, and the library is going to go over here. So we do need to update the map. We do have an updated map now, and it is looking busy now. So you can see we're getting a lot more in from what we had in the past. So yeah, we've got all that bit in that was in before, but the ruins are in now. The trees in there. I don't even know if the marketplace that we had, you know, that we've put in, and maybe these trees, I think they might be new on the map. The one thing that I'm not liking about it is things like this here. It makes it look like they've got copper roofs when clearly they don't. It is just moss, like the glow lichen, that kind of moss that we have on there. But that seems to come up as a predominant block, which I don't like, but I don't know how I'd be able to get that resolved. But I think this is a good point to leave it. So we've got, you know, especially with this updating now, we've done a nice little area up here. We've got the bamboo farm all up and running that we need if we need it. I think next time, looking at it, you know, especially now that we've got some more houses and things in, and you can see that the things are going to start lining up a little bit more, we might work on the pier side. I feel like working on this area of the map is going to be the best part. So I think we might, in between episodes, I might make out a couple of these houses randomly. But I think the next episode, we're going to do this. We're going to do this area with the barracks. And then we're probably going to do the kind of bit of a promenade walk connecting this one, this pathway. We'll do a pathway into there so that it does a few more bits. But that'll do it for this episode. Thank you very much if you made it to the end, and I'll see you next time. Bye.